The applicant proposes to install 37 solar panels on the existing residence's hip roof. The previous contractor started work on this project before obtaining approval from the city. Since being cited, the contractor has ceased working on this project. The solar panel manufacturer, UpSolar America, is now representing the homeowner. This application was previously brought to the HAHC for the March 22nd meeting and was deferred in order to allow the applicant more time to discuss this project with the Old Sixth Ward Neighborhood Association, which was not in support of this project. The applicant has since spoken with the Old Sixth Ward Neighborhood Association, but has not yet been able to come to a solution. The Old Sixth Ward is not in support of the project as proposed, but would be in support of this project if the applicant were to remove the solar panels on the front-facing portion of the house, which are the ones on the garage gable facing east and west. This would leave only the southern-facing panels, which are those panels not seen from the public right-of-way. The Old Sixth Ward's other condition would be to paint any conduit that runs along the roof to match the roof. Staff recommends approval for this project as submitted, but staff is also okay with Old Sixth Ward's conditions.
So we can go either way, or just we go with the recommendation on removing, how many solar panels did you say?
So
two?
there are 37 solar panels being proposed.
I have a question.
Yes.
Does the Sixth Ward recommendation affect the efficiency or effectiveness of the solar panels, because you would have to just remove them and not have use of them? Is that correct?
I would imagine that it would, and I believe the owner may be here. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Do you have a speaker signed up?
Okay.
Mr. Adrian Melendez? Yeah, it's the only one here.
Madam Chair, Commissioners, I'm Adrian Melendez.
Thank you for being here.
Yes. Did you have a specific question, or you just would like me to speak?
You're representing the?
I'm representing the Old Sixth Ward Neighborhood Association Historic Conservation Committee.
Okay. Yeah, you were here the last time. Thank you for being back.
Of course.
So your recommendation, if you want to clarify anything?
Our recommendation is to remove the panels that face east and face west, leaving only the ones facing south. So the ones at the bottom of your picture on the screen would be the only ones remaining. That way that the panels would not be visible from the public right-of-way, which is generally our best practice in preservation. It's kind of like, if we don't see it from the public right-of-way, we're okay with it. In this case, we're not okay with it.
How many panels would remain if you just have them on the south side? Do you know?
I can't count from here. I believe 14. Okay, 14. And I think staff had the rest of our recommendations, and
Madam Chair, what I was looking
Yes.
for was someone could tell me, by removing those, is it going
To be effective.
to hinder the effectiveness of the panels? I assume who installed them, they measured the house and recommended that amount of panels. And if that is so, then I would be against the Sixth Ward's recommendation.
All right, I don't know the answer to that. If there's someone here on,
may I?
yes,
So it's my understanding that the panels facing the south would basically receive all day sunlight. However, on the eastern portion, you're only going to get, which way? The morning sunlight. And on the western portion, you only get the afternoon sunlight, which kind of doesn't even really make sense from a solar panel perspective. You're not going to get the output like you would for if they were all southern facing. So it kind of doesn't even make sense on its face that they would want panels there. It's very cost ineffective for the applicant in terms of recouping their investment through the production of electricity.
Are you a solar panel expert, or?
No, I am not.
Okay. Are you a solar panel expert, or?
No, I am not.
Okay.
Commissioner Ardwan has a comment or a
question.
Or question?
It was my understanding last month with the deferral that the purpose of the deferral was to get the Sixth Ward Neighborhood Committee together with the applicant and explore possible solutions and what their effects would be. So I'm not sure, I guess I wish the applicant were here to talk about it, but is that something that y'all have talked about and come to a consensus about?
Our committee came to the consensus as provided in my email. However, no consensus was reached with the applicant. And the way it ended, informally, so to speak, is that it's at the full HAHC discretion because process wasn't followed here. They started to work on a holiday, and I attempted to contact that applicant and ask them to voluntarily stop work. They did not, and it went up anyway. So there was no process followed here where we could have caught something, staff could have caught something, someone could have made these mentions earlier.
Commissioner Lovell?
So what I'm recommending is that if we can defer this and have somebody who's an expert on solar panels, or the applicant bring somebody in and tell us how, by removing those panels, is it going to make them less effective? Because we don't have anybody here with that expertise.
Excuse me,
Yes.
I believe the owner may be here.
Okay.
Sir, would you like to come forward, sir, and speak?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Thank
My
you
name's
for being
Daniel
here.
Soria. I was aware of all the permits and stuff, and I specifically told the contractor that we were in the historical district and they needed to go through all the permits and make sure that they had everything before they started. Obviously, they did not. And when I found out that they didn't have the permits, I called them. Like I said, it was a holiday. They showed up. They were here to install them, and I was like, okay, I've got somewhere to go. So if you need to be on there, then go ahead. So by the time I got back, I was aware that, brought to my attention that the permits were not there. So I called first thing Monday morning, and I said, this project is gonna be on hold if you don't have the permits and stuff. And they told me that they did. They were at the city, that they were gonna go pick them up. Obviously, they lied, and that's where I'm at right now. Then they're no longer in charge of the project. We have a newer solar panel. And as far as taking half of them off, it would definitely impact the savings I would have on the, I mean, it wouldn't be feasible for me to do that.
The application was deferred at the March 22nd, 2018 HAHC hearing to allow the applicant more time to discuss the project with the Old Sixth Ward Neighborhood Association, which was not in support of this project. The application was deferred a second time at the April 19th HAHC hearing to allow the applicant to address concerns that the proposed layout may have included more panels than necessary and may not have been the most efficient layout. The applicant has since determined that all 37 panels are needed to achieve his client's energy production goals. The layout has been revised to be less viewable from the street while not losing any production capacity. The Old Sixth Ward Neighborhood Association is not in support of this project. The staff recommends approval.
Mr. Adrian Menendez is here to speak.
Hello, Madam Chair and Commissioners. I'm Adrian Melendez. I am the chairman of the Old Sixth Ward Neighborhood Association Historic Conservation Committee. We would like a minimized impact of solar panels from the street. The language in HPO is not prescriptive for solar installation, unlike, say, the Old Sixth Ward signage guidelines and our design guidelines. Members of my committee believe panels within view of the city right-of-way change the visual character of this home and set precedent to change the fabric of our neighborhood. Ideally, we would like all homes in our district to have solar panels on the back half of the structure and not viewable from the entirety of the city right-of-way. We understand not all homes in our district would be able to have solar panels as a consequence. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Is there a representative of the owner here? Sir, I think if it's all right with the commission, Did you sign up to speak, sir?
No.
Okay. Would you like to speak?
Sure, if you have any questions.
All right, do I need a motion, Ms. Mickelson, to allow this gentleman to speak? All right. All right. All right. Sir, if you would speak, and then you can fill out the speaker form for our records. That would be great.
Okay.
You can speak first if you like.
My name is Daniel Soria, 2207 Kane. As Adam stated, the original contractor screwed up by not pulling all the permits and stuff when I told them that they needed to. Since then, they've been relieved, and the new contractor has been in contact with the commission, trying to get everything that's needed to get the permits. And, I mean, my hands are tied. I don't know what else to do, but.
All right, do any commissioners have any questions? Okay, yes, Commissioner
One
Lovell.
question. So the new configuration and the new company, they have said where you have them located now is where they need to be the most efficient and effective.
I think they stated that they were going to move some around to kind of minimize the panels up front. But yes, there are 37 that needed to be for the size of the energy consumption that I use.
Okay, and this is an expert, a person that installs, that came to this determination?
Right.
Okay, thank you.